All right, boys and girls, welcome back to the drive-through for a remix. This is the second version of any recording of 2019. Yeah, we're still excited. We got a live studio audience here. Okay, so hopefully you've read this, your packet, but if not, pause the video and read it closely. What we got going on here is, we forgot about the Pink Floyd reference. I need to include that. So we got 6-4. Rabbit Run. Hopefully this is a Pink Floyd reference, and if you don't know about Pink Floyd, that's fine. You should find out. If you do know about Pink Floyd, congrats on being an enlightened freshman. If indeed you're a freshman. Maybe you're not a freshman. Alright, Misha is building a rabbit pen. It's a rectangle. Rectangles do not necessarily have the same sides, but if this side's X, then that side has to be X in a rectangle. Do you agree? And then therefore this is Y. Okay? So we know that we only have 72 feet of fence to go around. So X plus Y plus Y has to equal, oops, ran out of space, has to equal 72.
Couldn't you just write it as
2X plus 2Y has to equal 72. So let's come up with some numbers that work for that. Okay, well, if we could build a square, so it could be 18 by 18. A square is a type of rectangle, right? What's 18 plus 18 plus 18 plus 18? 72. But what if X was 10? Well, that would take care of 20, so we would have 52 left over. So it would be 10 by 26. Okay? Let's just make another number up for X, but make it even. Come on, let's pick a number. With 12. All right, so X is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. 72 minus 24. 48, for sure, 48. And half of 48. So 12 by 24 would be another one. So maybe you're not good at math in your head, which is totally fine. Just use your calculator. All we're doing here is coming up with possible values that will use all of our fencing. Okay, so that's enough for me. Are we good to move on?
Yeah.
All right, if Misha wants a pen with the largest possible area, what dimensions should she use for the sides? Well, I can tell you this. It's a square. The way to maximize your area by minimizing your perimeter is always a square, and I can prove that to you with calculus. But let's just look at our examples. Let's call this A. So that's pen A, pen B, and pen C. Okay. So what's 18 by 18, Carson? How many square feet is that for A? 324 square feet. That's how you write that. Okay. What's B? 260 square feet. Notice which one's bigger. A. What's C? 288. Notice that C is closer to a square than B is. Now I want you to imagine this pen. Not by 70, sorry, by 35. 1, 35, 35. That gets us to 72. What's the area of that pen? 35. So you can imagine if your pen was really skinny, you're not going to have much surface area in there. We basically used our fencing to create a really narrow path for the bunny to walk. Whereas in a square, there's a lot of space in there. Okay? So a square is the answer. A. Got it? Okay, so write a model for the area of the rectangular pin in terms of the length of one side. Include both an equation and a graph. Well, area is X times Y, right? So then it says, write a model for the area in terms of the length of one side. So what they want you to do is solve this thing. We'll solve it for Y, because we like Y equals. X's are gone. So I think they want y equals a over x. Okay? I think.
You could do it the other way around. That's still correct.
You could do x equals a over y. That would also be true. Include an equation and a graph. Hold on a second. I got it. And now I know what they want us to do, and this totally makes sense because it adds up to what we're doing. All right, let me back it up a little bit. If you paid attention to what we were doing, we said x and y. We had 2x plus 2y is 72, right? So just follow. I wouldn't expect you to be able to do this on your own. Divide each side by 2. X plus y equals 36. Right? So now what is, subtract x from both sides, and you get y is 36 minus x. So now, that's what they want for the area. This, we can not call it y anymore. We can call it 36 minus x, okay? Does that make sense? Now, I just need this space back. So, what is the area of that rectangle? This is what they wanted. It's x times 36 minus x. Distribute that. 36x minus x squared. Got it. So, this is going to be a parabola because it involves an x squared. No, this isn't a negative x here, right? Okay, good question. And not only is it going to be a parabola, but it's going to be an upside down parabola because this is negative. Okay, so let's go to Desmos and check that out. Y equals 36x minus x squared. Okay, 36x minus x squared. Now, that you might be like, hold on, that's a line. Just scroll out and see the whole picture. There you go. See, it's an upside down parabola. Okay? Now, a fact of life. Everything that is launched on Earth is launched in this shape. And that's because gravity has an exponential effect on something's location. And you'll get to that in Algebra 2, and then you'll love it once you get to physics and calculus. But if you think about it, everything you throw makes some sort of curve, just like this. Footballs, bullets, anything that's projected without propulsion. So if it doesn't have its own energy, if you just launch it, it's going to look like that one way or another. Okay? It's going to be really important as you move forward in math. All right. Back to the video. What kind of function is this? It's a quadratic. How do I know? Because it involves x squared. X squared is the highest power term. But maybe you didn't know that. So maybe you know because it's a parabola. And only quadratics produce parabolas. Okay? How does this function compare to the second type of block in I rule? It's been too long, so I'm going to skip that. But if you want to know the answer to that question, find out where that is and bring it to me, and we'll see how it compares. But I'm going to move on for the video, okay? All right, so calculate slope. Well, we can do one of these. You guys remember this. This is just help on your homework now. So m would be -3 minus a -37. So change in y over 4 minus 12. So let's see, that's a 34 on the top and a -8 on the bottom. And so that is like, it's not an even number. So it's negative 4.25. Either one of these are correct. Okay? So that's help on slope. This is one you should think about. But I hope you understand that no matter what the orientation of a shape is, that doesn't affect its area. But the shape itself does affect the area. Remember that this shape is a much more efficient way to enclose a space than that. If you only had a certain amount of fencing and you wanted to maximize your space, you would go with that type of shape. Okay? So that'll help you on that problem probably. Alright, so the first one's done for you. So the width of fencing is 7, the length is 10, the width in feet is 70 feet, and the area is 70 times 10 is 700. 70 plus 70 plus 10 plus 10 is 600. Does that make sense? So that's how we're doing that. So if there's 2 units, then that makes this 6, right? And then, so the length in feet would be 10 times 2 is 20. It's 10 feet per unit of fence. This is from a prior thing. Each section of fence comes in a 10-foot section. So 2 units means we have a width of 20 feet. 6 units means we have a width, or a length of 20 feet, excuse me. This is 60 feet, okay? The perimeter is not changing, but notice now the area is 1,200 square feet. That's 20 times 60, okay? So now if this is 3, then this is 5, they got to add up to be 8. We only get 8 units of fencing, okay? So this will be 30 by 50. 1,500. And I'm going to save the rest of this for you to do on your homework. Okay, but I can tell you right here, that's where the magic's going to happen, because that's going to be your square. Okay? That's going to help you discuss that. I think you can do that on your own. And that's going to be the end of your homework. If you guys need help with 7, 8, and 9, I want to help you, but I want you to ask for help on the video request board. Can I get a boom? Wow. Boom!